Hello, hi folks, Dee here down at Usher's Bridge, Usher's Quays actually, as some people call this, yesterday in the video, Victoria's Bridge. What a fitting name for the police to come and attack teenagers. A young teenager that was viciously, violently attacked yesterday on this bridge by 8 members of An Garda Síochána. That was before the others joined in. That young lady was viciously attacked from behind by the very people that she thought was on this island to protect her. And we're here today because there's a lady and a man that witnessed what happened to this young teenage girl yesterday. Viciously and violently attacked. People, we have to stop this. This cannot go on. We haven't got a Garda Síochána force of peacemakers anymore. And we've got Drew Harris's police, draconian soldiers. We don't have peacemakers. We do not have an An Garda Síochána force anymore. They are gone, they're dead. This bridge, if it is Victoria Bridge as they call it, is the fitting place for the attack that they did on this young girl yesterday and other people that they arrested. But the most vicious one was on that girl. And as I've been just told now by people, her little dog even got a kick into the head by one of the An Garda Síochána, as they like to call themselves. They are not An Garda Síochána. They are not there to protect you. They are not here to protect me. They're there to do the big put cabal, and that's all they're here for. We do not have a Garda Síochána force anymore. We have a dictatorship and soldiers in the uniform of Garda Síochána. They are impersonating peacemakers of Ireland. And this spot here is going to be the landmark of the death of the peace of Ireland, of the death of the peacemakers, because there is no more peacemakers. It's gone. And the men in Garda uniforms showed that yesterday. And there's a young lady here, and she wants to mark this site with a bunch of flowers. She's going to mark this site here today with a bunch of flowers to let people know what is happening here in our country of Ireland. I'd like to ask you a question before you do that. You witnessed yesterday what happened to that young lady. She was only a teenage girl. How appalled were you?
Absolutely. Just,
You're going to have to speak right because it's time.
just shocking what happened to that poor girl. She was literally just walking down the street with her dog and she got grabbed. And what looked to me like assaulted, attacked, violated.
Everyone understands.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you what you think about the protests that inspired there in the beginning of the week. The people before Prophet Ruth Coppinger that lost her seat last year, she was out campaigning for victims, women being able to walk safely on the street. And then you see this. How safe do you feel on the streets after what you seen yesterday?
Not safe at all. Definitely not if you're going for a protest. Like they let other types of protests go ahead and you don't see any police at them.
So you think they're favouring some protests and not others?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's a good thing to hear that, because I actually think that way myself. I didn't expect her to say that, but yes. But regarding the fear of walking through the streets now, how do you feel?
Well, I don't feel very safe. Like the police are there to protect us. They're supposed to be there to protect us. Protect somebody who's walking down the street when they're taking somebody away for nothing.
I hear she was part of a march that was going from the Phoenix Park, and the end of the protest got cut off from the beginning of the protest, and they were coming across this bridge because they were blocked down that way. But when they got, they come across the other bridge down there, and when they got up as far as here is where they were attacked here. And the young lady was forced over to this bridge here on the ground.
Yeah.
From what I could see in the videos, that's what happened. So you don't feel safe after what you've seen yesterday. You're the young girl yourself. How safe would you feel in regards to the Garda? You calling them to protect you now?
Not very safe at all. No, I don't see them as protectors.
No. There you heard it from a young lady yourself, and I'd like you to see this lady. She's going to now lay the wreaths, the bunch of flowers And the reason she's laying this bunch of flowers she just told me is to mark the spot, to let people know that this was the day, today, that marked the end of civilised Gardaí Holocaust in Ireland and the beginning of the tyranny on our streets of Ireland by men posing as peacekeepers in a Garda uniform. So there you go, people. You can see it for yourself. Hold on. There you go. Stand in the candle. This is to mark. And in it is a sign. And in the sign is, in the bunch of flowers is, in October, ACI submitted a Freedom of Information request asking the HSE to provide proof of the COVID-19 virus exists. Today they have finally replied and admitted that they are unable to produce any record that it does. Following consultation with my colleagues both from the scientific and medical areas of the HPSC, you can confirm that we would not hold no records in relation to your request. These are the reasonable steps I have taken to ascertain the whereabouts or existence of such records, and unfortunately I must inform you that having undertaken these searches we are unable to locate the records in question. I am satisfied that all reasonable steps have been taken to locate the records you have requested and must refuse therefore your request under section 15.1-A of the Freedom of Information Act 2014. Yours sincerely, Sinead Roach, Freedom of Information Maker. And under the end of that it says, A in brackets, the record concerned does not exist or cannot be found after all reasonable steps or to ascertain the whereabouts has been taken. That is from the HSE. People, this is the road here I want to show you, where the protesters marched back up. The protesters marched back up this road here, and as they got to the corner there, they were pounced on. Some of them sat down. But this girl was dragged from the middle of the road and forced over here onto this spot right here. Right here. And this is where you could see in between the legs of the Garda Síochána, .ie men in uniform, acting as Garda Síochána, attacked this young lady. They viciously attacked her from behind. Her dog panicking, got out of the leash, ran back up the bridge up here. They had her on the ground and she's screaming, me back, please help, somebody help, please help me. And this was the men in uniform that were supposed to be protecting her peacekeeper. Where do we go from here, people? When young girls like this lady that just spoke doesn't feel safe in her own city. She feels more threatened by the men in uniform that call themselves peacemakers. She feels more threatened by them than any thugs on the street. Over now for the moment, people. Day.